Okay, let me get this straight. You're in a position at work where you hate your boss. You're starting to really loathe your boss. They play these narcissistic games with you time and time again. You fell for it a couple of times. And now it's starting to get downright insane, right? You're realizing that this person who is allowed to be your boss has psychological problems, severe psychological problems. Now, when you look at it more closely, you realize that their bosses, the people who hired them and brought them into this particular company you work for, they're all crazy. And the games that they play when they make you a target are really starting to bug you because you can't find relief. You can't go to other coworkers. They're flying monkeys. They're weasel-faced dogs. You can't go to higher-ups. They're master planners. And everyone seems to be in on this particular game that's being played on you. It's not funny to you. It's funny to everyone else. You know? The boss will have you doing something that's outside of your job description. Totally unfair. You know? If you work in an office, you'll be out painting walls or something. If you paint walls, they'll have you doing spreadsheets. See? Whatever they can do to make you completely uncomfortable during that work day, and you're fed up, right? Many cases you can't go over to some other support network, HR or something, because HR, that's a conflict of interest. Sometimes it happens, but it's very rare. So you're in a position where you're at your wits freaking end because you're tired of the games. These people, the crazy thing about these bosses, the narcissistic bosses at your jobs, are that they won't stop playing this game. You'll see another decade come and go, and you'll still be doing the same things, dealing with the same type of bullshit, same coworkers. Some of them may die off or something. But for the most part, the atmosphere of demoniac bullshit will still be around. It's around everywhere. You're frustrated because you're a decent person. You're going to work every single day. You're doing whatever's told of you, whatever's requested. You're taking care of these things. You're not making a problem for your coworkers. You're not stacking work up on them. You're trying to help and be productive. So you deserve more than a bad evaluation because the boss doesn't feel you're kissing up enough. Or you don't know how to play the game well enough, which is pretty much kissing up. Or becoming a flying monkey or some minion, and you don't want to sell your soul like that. You just want to make a living. I was talking to someone recently, who had a really bad boss who was a tyrant and disgusting. This person would chide them, berate them about their work performance, give them instructions, and tell them to do something and not clarify exactly what they needed from this person. And then berate and chastise them after the fact because that person is holding something over them. I'm your boss. I get to dictate the rules. I get to tell you. I get to move the goalposts a little bit whenever I feel like it. Because these people are exhausted and think that the sun rises and sets on their asses. Right? They're all powerful. Sometimes I even suspect that these people even think that they're more powerful than God himself. And that's very, 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 very strange. Okay? Because you make a schedule and because you don't even pay me. The company's paying me and you, both of us. But somehow you feel that because you're my boss, some title, some superficial title, that gives you full access to my life. Right? The craziness happens in many forms. People tell me about these stalking bosses, these bosses who literally make it a point to follow them around all day long. They go to the bathroom, the boss is waiting outside. It's whatever they're doing, the boss is somewhere around trying to signify or get the flying monkeys to do it. You're at your lunch break. You see the boss standing over there watching you. Sometimes, in some extreme cases, these bosses will actually pull up a chair next to you or sit at the table across from you and just stare at you. No one's going to stop them from this type of this rude, crazy behavior. No one's going to step in and intervene. No one saw this. See, you're the only person who's aware of the actions of this boss and the foolishness. You know, if this were a private situation outside of the job, you could literally file a restraining order on these people. That's how bad the stalking gets. You know, because it's a clinical thing. The idea that your boss is literally one step away from being a patient at a sane asylum or something. You know, that is a really scary thing. This person is responsible for your raises, for your livelihood, you know. And it shouldn't be that difficult. If you're doing a job and you're doing it properly, it shouldn't be that difficult where, you know, you have to jump all of these hoops just to get a paycheck. You've been there for years, and, you know, if you've done a good job in the previous year, then you should get rewarded for that. But no, that money's going to go to the cronies. That money's going to go to whoever else. And that's the problem. You know, people have the type of minds that make them wonder about things that aren't important. Things that are important, because you'll see this on the job. You'll see the bosses play these games as well. The things that aren't important are the main focus for these people. Right? They're not worrying about if y'all got all of the stuff done for the day or something major or keeping an account active or something. They're not worrying about those things. They're worrying about when you're having lunch, who you're sitting with, and will exert great amounts of time, you know, to figure this out. They haven't figured out how to pay you properly or anything like that, or how to promote you properly. But they know when you're eating, and we need to keep them apart. And all this stupid stuff that they do, like children. You know? And that's why you're at your wits end, because you need to get out of this job. Okay? So I already talked about the exit plan. Y'all go back and check out my videos on this subject. But, you know, you need to make sure that you have that plan in place for real. I'm being serious, because, you know, you may be afraid. Maybe jumping out of this frying pan, you're afraid, you know, to go somewhere else. You don't know. You're uncertain, but you have to take a step in that direction, folks. Nothing is certain in life. The day you die is not certain to you. So you have to be brave enough to take a chance with your own life. Don't let these fucking idiots have the say in your life. You get what I'm saying, folks? You know, just let that work keep piling up and do the best job you can, because they're not being reasonable about it anyway in the first place. So it doesn't really matter if you can complete the job or not. You want to try, yeah. And you probably already made it clear to them that, you know, this was probably too much work for you or something. They gave you some task or something. But they know that. And it's a game. And you not playing the game, is you just simply stating what you need from them. Right? You don't want to go around in circles trying to explain to these bosses about why you can't do this job, or what you don't have, or how you weren't trained. They know all of these things. They should know. You know? And just keep letting them do this stupid stuff. Just keep on letting them pile it up, and you just keep doing it, because the day that you leave, that person that takes your place, you're going to feel sorry for these people. They got a whole lot going to be thrown on their plate when this happens, when you head out this door. And you're not looking back either. Okay? You've made effort to better your life, and you're never looking back in this rearview mirror at these assholes. Okay? I love bad behavior, folks. But I don't love the type of behavior from bosses which help to limit your ability to move into another job for the same company, or, you know, they're going to poison the well and give you a bad reference or something when you've done the job. They've put all the work on you and you've accomplished these things. So why wouldn't you be good for another company? Because they want to keep you there to make you a slave and keep you a slave on the plantation. Once you figure that out, You're halfway there. You're almost free. And then you can just physically take the rest of yourself along with that thought. You folks going over to my website, thinkbehavior.info, and pick up my book, I Love Bad Behavior, which discusses these types of people that you contend with every day. Like, share, subscribe to the videos. Enjoy the comments. And you guys have a good day. And think about that. You know, you deserve more than what you're getting right now. You're being treated like dirt right now. You're being treated like a damn dog right now. Shit, dogs get treated better than this. And because you know that, right, and you have all of this good sense that the good Lord gave you, you're going to work on making your life better. Have a nice one.